world distracting you from knowing the truth of who you are? I know I do sometimes. But when I'm able to stay grounded in love, then I can move confidently in right action, knowing that I am guided by Spirit. What do you do to stay grounded in love? I'm going to share a really simple practice with you that helps me, and this is something you can pretty much do anytime, wherever you happen to be. So just stand wherever you are and find your center of balance. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart and just feel all four corners of your feet pressing into the earth. Sometimes to help me do this, I like to lift all of my toes up off the ground so you can really just feel that center of balance on the four corners of your feet. And then just gently allow them to drop back down. Your spine is straight, tailbone tucked. Roll your shoulders back and down your spine. And just let your arms hang loosely at your side. And imagine that there is a golden cord running from the earth right through the center of your body, shooting out the tip top of your head. This cord is connecting you to the earth and it's connecting you to the sky. Imagine that the earth itself is love, and you are a mountain made of that same earth, a mountain of love. Close your eyes and just feel that strong, stable connection. That connection to the earth, that connection to the sky and the heavens. And just know that you are one with that love. You are strong. You are grounded. And then I just say to Spirit, I'm here, I'm available. Show me what is my next right step. Spirit is always poised and ready to guide you into right action. That wisdom is always right there within you. Namaste.
When I no longer fear the unknown, 'cause I know what I am here for. I keep on trotting on my own path, keep on learning from my present and past, yeah. When I no longer need validation, 'cause my story is long and I'm patient. I know that I have lessons to learn. Keep my eyes open each step I earn, yeah. No need for me to feel alone, 'cause I got a place that I call home. Every single road travel, every single new place I come back home, they accept me with grace, yeah. When I know that I was meant to be here, and I know that I was born into fear, but I will stand tall in the lion's den, 'cause I know in my heart I am one of them. That there are lies in the facets of everything that we see, that are telling us to be scared when all we ever are is free. I'm letting go of the things that don't serve me no more, 'cause I am holy and sacred and righteous and true, and I deserve to be here, and so do you. Said I deserve to be here. That there are lies in the facets of everything that we see, that are telling us to be scared when all we ever are is free. I'm letting go of the things that don't serve me no more, 'cause I am holy and sacred and righteous and true, and I deserve to be here, and so do you.
keep your attention on your wisdom and don't get distracted. Oh my goodness, that's not such an easy thing to do. And I have a way that helps me practice being in my center, coming back to that space, that center of my being through a moving form of meditation, Tai Chi Cha. Yes, just by moving gently and slowly forward and back or side to side, a set of simple movements that I practice daily to remind myself to be in my center, to be in my wisdom, to be coming from that place, and to prevent myself from being distracted. I always can come back to my center. And I am so happy to be able to share with you this practice. This is a moving form of prayer. When doing this practice, literally the words translate Tai Chi Cha, meaning to have knowledge of the Supreme Ultimate. And that Supreme Ultimate is you and your connection with God. Soul Care is a program that's happening right now, and this particular workshop will be this Saturday, and I will be honored to be able to share this sacred practice with you personally. And I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Hello, I am Reverend Amani Malaika. I am so glad you are watching today. We have been thrilled to reach thousands over this last year through our online inspirational content. I am so excited about Spirit Speaks. I am so excited about all that our team is doing to transform the lives of people around the world. And I invite you to join us by supporting this work. You can text to give, the instructions are on the screen, and I am so grateful for every contribution you make. Thank you.
We step out, stepping into liquid. Atop the great wave we rise. The great wave moving us like a freight train, roaring toward the unknown. We surf the unknown. It is upon faith that we stand, stepping out, stepping into liquid, stepping into the unknown. We step through into awakening, stepping over our ignorance, stepping over falsehood, stepping over the lies of the mind, stepping into the truth of the heart. We step forward with confidence like the rising sun, moving into shadow, stepping into light. We step up into the wind, Spirit's breath moving us onward like tall ships at sea, sailing the sea of life, propelled onward by Spirit, propelled inward by faith, sailing onward, rising up, atop the wave, aloft on Spirit's breath we soar, onward into the unknown. We step forward, inward, we step inward into the one. And so it is.
From Proverbs in the Hebrew Bible, keep your attention on wisdom and do not allow yourself to be distracted. Watch the patterns of creation. This will enliven your soul and bring you grace and tranquility. Seeing truth, you can walk forward in confidence without stumbling because of ignorance. When you sleep, you will not be afraid. Your sleep will come easily. When you wake, you will not be anxious, nor worry about your fate. For you rest safely in the divine, and your feet do not stray from the path. Wow, these ancient words could be an instruction manual for us right here and right now in this time, so that we may be the holy rebels we're being called to be. Think about these words with me. Keep your attention on wisdom and do not allow yourself to be distracted. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by what I believe is our greatest distraction of our culture and time: comfort. Keep your eyes on wisdom and do not allow yourself to be distracted by the comfort of denial. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by the comfort of coziness, of keeping things the same. We will do a lot to stay comfy and cozy. We will do a lot to stay numb. But Proverbs is pointing us from way back in history to a truth that says, do not allow yourself to be distracted. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by that which keeps you from the truth. Keep your eyes on wisdom and give up comfort. We even find comfort in our discontent. We know we're not really good with a thing. We know that there are homeless folks walking right through our streets. We know that there are more and more of these folks without homes every day. And we know, and it makes us uncomfortable, but we can shut it out in our cozy little comfy place. We know that racially motivated violence has been happening since we got here. It's how we got here. We know. Makes me a little uncomfortable, but I can keep it out here. We know that things are not as they should be or could be. We know that there are conditions out in the world that are out of alignment with the truth of who we are as divine emanations of the One. But we'll just hang out in our comfy, cozy place in that, no matter how uncomfortable it really is, rather than step out of that and step into wild amounts of discomfort as we become more aware of what is actually so. What if we kept our eyes on what is true and did not allow the distractions that we've mostly created ourselves to keep us comfy and cozy, even though we're actually in a good amount of discontent? And we've had these directions for a long time in many ancient texts. I just happen to really like this one from Proverbs. Keep your eyes on wisdom and do not allow false belief to distract you from what is true. Do not allow what has been inherited as normal in our culture to distract you from what is true. Do not allow your preference for comfort to distract you from what is true. Proverbs went on to say, seeing truth, you can walk forward in confidence without stumbling because of ignorance. We no longer have the luxury, the privilege to stay ignorant. And it is when we let go of the ignorance that we can move into deeper conviction in what is true. When we let go of the denial and the idea that I just didn't know how bad it was for them. I didn't know how many people were living without homes. I didn't know what was happening down on the borders. When we give up the privilege of ignorance, we can stop stumbling in our own lives. We can stop taking those missteps, those uninformed choices that perpetuate harm for others. and walk with conviction, knowing that we know what is so, keeping our eyes on what is true, keeping our consciousness awake to the totality of life itself. When we allow that, when we give up, step out of ignorance, we step up into our holy appointment as divine emanations of the One. The proverb says, watch the patterns of creation. This will enliven your soul and bring you grace and tranquility. And here's the thing, we think that little bit of discontent that comes with ignorance, that little bit of discontent that comes with denial, with privilege, we think that that's somehow easier, more comfortable, somehow a better choice for our own well-being than to step up with wild courage, bravery, into discomfort, into pain, into actual compassion, which means to feel with another. You feel with them. It also means we have to move ourselves closer to what is out of alignment so that we can be the power and the presence of the One. So that we can be love in action itself where it's needed. And I guarantee you, if you choose to step out of your bubble, if you choose to step out in the middle of all of this reopening and re-entering and go look at the world around you, drive past those 17 blocks that are your normal and see what is happening in your location. Go take the presence of the One that is you to the places where you are needed. And here's the thing, I am not saying, oh, you've got to now go serve the world to your own detriment. That's actually a false belief of ignorance that makes it an either or. It's participating in duality and separation. What I am saying is, take your holy wholeness that belongs to the One, and that One is all the places, all the time. Make yourself available to it. Which means you're going to have to stretch outside your comfort zone. It means you're going to have to step outside what you have considered your normal. And here's what I know is when we look to creation, like Proverbs says, when we allow the grace of God itself to fill us in our presence with what is, when we look at the creative force, what water can do to stone, we can be enlivened by that. It grows our capacity beyond what we think we're capable of, because it moves us into alignment with who and what we are, which is the power and the presence of the greatest force in the universe. Love, God, Spirit, Allah, whatever you want to call it. So when we start to think, ooh, if I go do that, then I'm going to lose energy, or I'm going to be in situations where I will be harmed by the bad negativity and vibe of, no. You are the divine emanation of the One. You are embodying God itself. You are at choice. You can move in any moment, stepping up to the greatness that you are, stepping up into the transformation of your own consciousness through the enlivening of your being, thank you, Proverbs, and recognize that you are a trailblazer. That as you grow your awareness and consciousness, as you embody more and more of the truth of who you are as God's very agent, you become the trailblazing emanation of the one who is trailblazing their own consciousness and blazing forward a new and loving action. By your presence, by your awareness, by your willingness to grow, by your willingness to transform. This is what we say yes to in Centers for Spiritual Living. Spiritual living is not about, oh, I'm going to sit on my cushion for 30 minutes and I'm going to go to my class and I'm going to hang out with my peeps in my spirit group. It is about saying yes to living this truth. Letting go of ignorance, stepping out of what we thought we knew, stepping outside the herd of cultural norms that are unacceptable, and stepping up into greater awareness and greater loving action. When you sleep, you will not be afraid. Your sleep will come easily. When you wake, you will not be anxious nor worry about your fate, for you rest safely in the divine, and your feet do not stray from the path. Now look, we all know we're going to experience fear again. We all know that we will probably have moments of anxiety. This is a crazy ass time on the planet. But here's the promise in our own transformation and spiritual living, is that comfort, that tranquility, that grace, that peace is available to us at all times, and we can return to it. Because we've chosen to step out of ignorance, step up into spiritual transformation and a greater awareness, we know how to get back to that place of peace, of tranquility. We know how to let go of worry when it does rise. And we know that because we follow these holy directives, our feet will stay on the path of transformation. Our feet will stay on the path of love and action. We will stay on mission in our own lives, which means we will be the change we want to see in the world, divinely appointed by Spirit itself, individually and collectively, right where we are in our own locations, right where we are in our own neighborhoods, in our own cities. Grow your awareness. Be willing to let go of ignorance. And the way we let go of ignorance is by becoming more aware of what is. What is out in conditions and what is in our capacity as divine agents for change. Thich Nhat Hanh says enlightenment for a wave in the ocean is the moment the wave realizes it is water. When we realize we are not separate, but a part of the huge ocean of everything, we become enlightened. We realize this through practice, and we remain awake and aware of this through more practice. Thank you, Thich Nhat Hanh. As we step out and step up, we grow our awareness that we are a part, not separate from, something so much greater, the life of God itself. And it's showing up in my city. It is showing up in the blossoms of spring. It is showing up in the winds of change. It is showing up in all of it. And as my awareness grows, my belonging to all that is grows. And that, my friends, is spiritual transformation. That is spiritual living, when we become embodiments of this more constantly, as we keep our feet on the path of this awakening, we truly claim our inheritance. Divinely appointed agents of change, each one of us. We have been appointed on this planet now because we are needed. It is time to step out and step up. Each and every one of us has been called, not just some of us, you too. And what I know for sure is that every single one of you watching right now have had the experience of transformation in some way because you've practiced. Because you've practiced spiritual principle, because you've practiced growing your awareness and your consciousness, because you've practiced meditation and prayer, and you've studied, and you've more and more become aligned with what you know and understand to be true. Each and every one of you, you wouldn't be here if that wasn't so. But what I'm asking you to do now is to bring your transformation to your community. Bring your presence as you are right now, and as you will be tomorrow and the next day, and as you continue to grow and transform. Bring yourself to life, right where you are. And I want to share with you from the 30 Days of Prayer ebook this week, a Zoroastrian prayer, which is an ancient Persian religion from what we now know as Iran, that predates Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. With bended knees, with hands outstretched, do I yearn for the effective expression of the Holy Spirit working within me. For this love and understanding, truth and justice, for wisdom to know the apparent from the real, that I might alleviate the suffering of all on earth. God is love, understanding, wisdom, and virtue. Let us love one another. Let us practice mercy and forgiveness. Let us have peace born of fellow feeling. Let my joy be of altruistic living, of doing good to others. Happiness is unto one from whom happiness proceeds to any other human being. As we focus on moving prayer this week in our 30 days of prayer, please allow those words to move you in loving action, to move you to stepping out and stepping up into the spiritual, divine rebel, agent of change that you've been called to be. It is time. It was time a long time ago. I mean, the Zoroastrians wrote that prayer a long time ago. Let us manifest its reality. With bended knees, with hands outstretched, do I yearn for the effective expression of the Holy Spirit working within me, working within to blaze a new trail of loving action, greater awareness and consciousness. It is so. I love you so much.
So there are lies in the facets of everything that we see that are telling us to be scared when all we ever are is free. I'm letting go of the things that don't serve me no more, 'cause I am holy and sacred and righteous and true, and I deserve to be here, and so do you.